Hello, I am Kharatna. Our topic is the web service cloud, the architecture of cloud applications, and I want to introduce the creators of our project. There are Syagdi Muhammad and Abdusattar, and maybe it's my best project. Types of cloud architecture. And the first, entire architecture is most often used in enterprise applications to manage dependencies. The application is divided into layers, each of which is responsible for a specific logical function, such as data repression, business logic, or data access. The layer can make calls to other layers located below. However, such a division into horizontal layers can cause additional difficulties. For example, it may be difficult to make changes to one part of the application without affecting its other elements. Therefore, it's not easy to update such an application often, and developers will have to add new functions less often. Entire architecture is a natural choice when porting already used applications built on the basis of a multi-level architecture. Therefore, this architecture is most often used in LaaS infrastructure as a service solutions or in applications that combine LaaS with managed services. The second is web interface query workers role. The web interface query work role architecture is suited for PaaS solutions. With this architecture, the application has a web interface that processes HTTP requests and a server worker role responsible for and server worker operations that are performed for a long time or are demanding on computing resources. And asynchronous messages wave is used in interaction between the interface and the server worker role. The web interface query worker role architecture is suitable. The third is big data and big computing. Big data and big computing are special architecture variants used to solve special tasks. When using the big data architecture, large datasets and divided into fragments, which are then processed in parallel for analysis and reporting purposes. Large computing is also called high performance computing HPC. This technology allows you to distribute calculations between many thousands of processor cores. This architecture can be used for simulation, modeling, 3D rendering, and other similar tasks. Uh, and the second question, what is the Web Service Cloud? Web Service Cloud is online storage model in which data is stored on numerous servers distributed over a network, provided for use by clients, mainly by a third party. We have several types of cloud storages. The first is OneDrive. Maybe you also know this cloud storage. The second is Dropbox. Third is iCloud, Яндекс.Диск, Облако, Mail.ru, and etc. This project continued Abdusаттар.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdusattar. My topics are microservice, secure S, and event-based architecture. First topics, microservice. For more complex applications, consider implementing a microservice architecture. Such an application consists of many small independent services. Each service is responsible for a separate service. Each service is responsible for a separate business function. Services are loosely coupled and use API contracts to communicate. Uh, as a small development team can work on creating a standalone service. Service can be deployed without complex coordination between developers, making it easy to update them regularly. Microservice architecture is more complex to implement and manage than the previous two approaches. It requires matter control to manage the development process. But when organized correctly, this approach can help increase the frequency of new releases, accelerate innovation, and make the architecture more resilient. The next my topics are the next my topic is secure. Uh, Secures the secures command and query responsibility segregation architecture allows you to separate read and write operations between separate modules. As a result, the parts of the system that are responsible for modifying the data are isolated from the parts of the system that are responsible for reading the data. Moreover, reads can be performed on a materialized view that is physically separate from the database being written to. This allows you to independently scale read and write process and optimize the materialized view for query execution. The securest model is a sub, best used for a subsystem of a larger architecture. In general, it should not be applied to the entire application, as it would unnecessarily complicate the architecture of the application. It works well in collaboration systems where a large number of users simultaneously uh, work with the same data. Event-based. My next topic is event-based architecture. The event-driven and based architecture uses a publish subscribe model in which providers publish events and consumers subscribe to them. Suppliers are independent from consumers, and consumers are independent from each other. The event-driven architecture is well suited for applications that need to qui- that need to quick applications that need to quickly receive and process large amounts of data with low latency, such as the Internet of Things. In addition, this architecture works well in case where different subsystems must process the same event data differently. Um, and I make a video. Let's watch the video together.
Google Drive, Google company, and its various information and documents to the other user belonging to the cloud that is unavailable in store. Google Drive offers 15 gigabytes of free storage. Microsoft OneDrive, abbreviated OneDrive. The OneDrive service allows you to store up to 7 gigabytes of data. Um, Thanks to this, the user can download the necessary documents from anywhere on the internet. Dropbox Cloud Storage allows users to upload files to remote servers with the help of a client or using the web. The history of file changes is based on the principle of delta coding.